Has anyone ever received a letter like this? It's a notification that my data was stolen in a cyber attack. This company had every security control in place, and yet they still got hacked. It cost them $25 million and took over a year to complete the investigation. I spent the last 6 years at CrowdStrike investigating attacks just like this, and I learned that the biggest bottleneck happens in the very first step, a process called forensic triage. This is where evidence is analyzed to determine if compromise actually occurred and where further investigation is needed. Today, that process is slow, manual, and it leaves executives and legal teams waiting for answers. I left my dream job to fix this problem. And so today, I'm excited to introduce Artifex, a platform that helps organizations complete compromise assessments in days instead of weeks. By automating the forensic triage step, we enable analysts to focus on the tasks that matter most during an investigation. And it's more than just analysis. We support the entire life cycle, from collection to reporting. And our proof of concept shows that consultants doing these investigations today can reduce their triage time by more than 70% while advancing their investigative coverage and quality. And this is huge because 100% of the consulting firms we spoke to had a backlog ranging from 4 to 8 weeks. By automating triage, we enable them to support more customers at once, expand their retainer programs, and access a new underserved segment of the market by making smaller investigations more affordable and profitable. Artifex operates within a $10 billion digital forensics market, but our initial beachhead are small consulting firms. They feel this pain daily, they're incentivized to move fast, and they offer short sales cycles. But the overall opportunity is much larger. Automated triage is very attractive to enterprise security teams, merger and acquisition due diligence, and cyber insurance workflows. Our team is comprised of real-world forensics experience at CrowdStrike, production scale AI at Google, and trustworthy AI research at AWS, a rare but necessary mix. I founded the company just 60 days ago as a solo founder, and since then, we've assembled a founding team. We've conducted 33 in-depth interviews, built an initial prototype, and now we're working with 3 design partners as we move from prototype to MVP. We're seeking $50,000 to accelerate our pilot deployments and validate our product. Artifex is transforming digital forensics in a $10 billion market. Thank you.
What is the part of the process that you can automate today that you couldn't in the past? Like, why? Give me more of like maybe just a part of the process that you can do either faster, cheaper, better today.
Yeah, so it's a very first step. We're not automating the entire forensic workflow. We're just the very first step. And the reason it's capable of doing it today is because AI has now reached a spot where it can actually handle these types of investigations.
Yeah, so it has like multiple components, like you collect data, like you analyze data, like you query the database, which we call like the theme. And all this reasoning, planning, and like querying, and like analyzing the results from the queries, like these kind of things can all be done by like AI agent. And that is the main part that could be accelerated.
What kind of AI agents are you using? And I see mention of AWS in the slide, so how are you using AWS?
Yeah, there is it's a very difficult engineering task. It's not just an LLM. If it was that easy, then it would already be solved.
Yes.
But yeah, it's going to require a lot of traditional machine learning models. We're going to build a graph and essentially use some graph transformer architectures for surfacing things, and then also LLMs are definitely a big part of it. And Vivian's research in LLM is very, very critical to our component as well.
So like you asked like how are we using AI here, right? So like we have all of these logs that are there in our database, right? And what normally analysts do is run queries against them. So we are using these LLMs or API calls from Claude or frontier models, including fine-tuned ones that we are using ourselves to make these calls and get data from the databases. So it's like the AI agent is not really seeing the database; it's only issuing structured queries, and we are basically helping these models learn how to issue these queries based on existing patterns that are well documented in the open source world right now.
What needs to happen to go from selling to like consulting firms to like directly to enterprises?
We got to establish trust. Yeah. This is
So it's not like a different product. It's just established trust. And
I mean, definitely develop a product as well, but this is a critical workflow for like cybersecurity is important. They're taking these to law firms in merger and acquisition deals or whatever the case is. And so selling directly into enterprise is a bit difficult as a startup because it's risky, right? So we're trying to establish that trust in the market first.